Hey Style Squad, welcome back to my YouTube channel. And if you're new here, I'm Omi by Pels. In today's tutorial, we'll be drafting a basic skirt block. And whether you want to draft a pencil skirt or you're trying to design a maxi skirt or a casual A-line, this block is the foundation for everything. So today I'll be breaking down everything step by step with the exact measurements that you'll be needing, and then just some little math here and there for a flawless fit. So grab your pattern paper, your rulers, your pencil, and let's get to work. So you must take your round waist, your round hip, your waist to hip, your nipple to nipple, and skirt length. So the next thing you do is to look for the largest measurement, which for me is 42, which is my round hip. So I divided my round hip by 2, that will give me 21, and then I mark that down to make a single box. And then you further divide it again by 2, and then I mark that down also, which will give me 10.5, and then I labeled center front and center back, just like so. Next thing to do is to measure your waist to hip measurements, and for me it's 10. So I'm marking 10 inches down from the top of the box all the way, both for the center front and the center back. So the next thing to do is to mark your waist measurement, and for me I use waist 28.5, and then I added extra 1 inch for that, so which gave me 29.5, and I divided it by 4, so I just marked whatever I got, which is 7.375. So on the center back I came in by 0.75, and from that point I would also mark my waist measurement. And the reason for doing this is because we do not want any bulge at the zip. We want it just really flat and nice. So I'm going to be using my French curve to connect all the points together, connecting the points at the waist to the hip. But first, on the hip line, we're going to be going up by 1.5, and then we'll come down by 1.5 also. So I'm just trying to connect the points with my curve. And the reason why we came up by 1.5 and came down by 1.5 is just to ensure that the hip is not pointy, just has a nice curve. So I'll do the same thing for the front and do the same thing for the back. So I also forgot to mention that the length of this box is your skirt length. So for me, it's my waist to knee measurement. So on the skirt length line, I would come in by 2 inches. And then I'll mark that. So whatever I have there, I'll divide by 2 and, share it half for one side and then half for the second side for the back. This is just to give the bum a very nice shape. So I'm just going to rule that straight down. And if you intend to make a long skirt, probably to your ankle, you can make the length of your box, to your desired length, and then just mark whatever you mark on your knee, just mark the same thing on the skirt length and then rule straight down, if that makes any sense. So on the center back, I'll just connect the 1 inch to about 1.5 inch also, so that it has a nice shape like we talked about. So also you can also use your curve if you really want it to have that nice shape at the bottom. You can just put your curve and then draw it that way. But for me, I just prefer to do this. Now we're going to be constructing the darts. My nipple to nipple measurement is 4 inches. So I'm also going to mark the 4 inches from the center back line, the actual line, not the contouring line. So I have marked my 4 inches, and I'm marking it on the hip line too, so that I can mark a straight line to get the dots. After that, I'm just going to rule that down. So I'm just doing that. Next thing I'm going to do is to mark 1/2 inch on both sides. So 1/2 inch there. And I'll do the same thing for the back. To get the length of the dart, I will just use 6.5 for the front. Also marking the length for the back. So I'm just going to connect the 1/2 inch so that I can get my darts, and I will do the same thing for the back. And I've done that. So for the center back also, I'll be coming down by 1 inch or 0.75, just so you know the zip is well placed, like balanced. So you can either close the darts and then connect, from the 1 inch that we came down by to the side. And usually if you're going to be using this for a skirt pattern, you can come up by 1/2 inch on the side, like raising the waist by 1/2 inch. Yeah, from that point you can raise by 1/2 inch and then connect straight to the 1 inch we came down by. But if you're using it for a dress, you don't necessarily have to do that. So this is it. I'll also be using a tracing wheel. I'll close the dart and also use a tracing wheel to, just do something like this. Exactly. Just so if I'm, leaving the dart to sew it on my skirt. I'm just trying to rule what I traced so that I can see it when I'm cutting out my pattern. And I will do the same thing too for the front. So for the front, I'll also come down by 1 inch to avoid any fold, and then just makes your skirt lay really flat on your body. In this tutorial, we are about perfect fit, right? So let's get it done. Yeah, so this is it, looking nice. I'm just trying to label my side front and my side back. So guys, like I said, if you want a longer skirt, all you need to do, just increase the length. Whatever you have on your knee line, transfer it back, or transfer it down to the skirt length, to the length of the skirt. So you'll be having 4 lines instead of 3 lines. You'll be having your waistline, your hip line, your knee line, and the skirt length. And then you're good. So from this pattern, you can get any skirt of your choice. When I mean any skirt, you can manipulate it to get any skirt of your choice. So here I'm just, because I'm going to be using this for a skirt and a top, so I'm just going up by 1/2 inch on the side. And then I'll just connect it to the 1 inch that we came down by. close the dart, connect from the 1/2 inch on the side seam to the 1 inch that we came down by on the center back. And simple. I'm just going to do that for the front too, and I have done that. Isn't this beautiful? So guys, if you found this video helpful, make sure to like and subscribe, and see you in my next video. Bye.